Now let's take this, throw it over there, catch this. Talk about the setup real quick of rod and reel line. Basically got two setups. 7-foot spinning rod, 12-pound test SX braid with a 6 or an 8 or a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. My second setup will be just a straight 6'9" medium heavy worm rod with straight 10-pound test fluorocarbon, no braid. 7-foot medium heavy fast action. This is a 7-foot medium heavy fast action Cashion Icon spinning. This is just turned out to be one of my favorite rods very quickly. Super light, super sensitive. As you can see, it handles 3-pound smallies like a dream. And it's just a pleasure to fish with such a quality piece of machinery. 1/4 ounce, 3/16 are the two weights that I primarily throw, even on the bait caster with 10-pound test line. I will go as heavy as 3/4, and I'll go as light as a 1/16, but it depends on what I'm doing with there. But 90% of the time, I'm just throwing this 3/16 ounce or 1/4 ounce bait. Today I'm throwing 3/16 as you've seen, melon pepper tube. I don't have a lot of color options. I stick with naturals. So I'm going to stick with a green pumpkin, melon pepper. I'm going to throw a white illusion. I'm going to throw a chartreuse sparkle. And I'm going to throw black red flake. And that's going to be my primary tubes, depending on watercolor, the clarity, where I'm fishing, current, targeting smallmouth versus largemouth. But this tube I'm throwing here today will catch both largemouth and smallmouth anywhere I fish. And it totally depends on you putting the action onto the bait. It's not something you simply just throw out and just reel back in. It's not like a spinnerbait or a crankbait. Primarily, you're trying to match some forage base with whatever bait you're throwing. And in regards to this tube, I could do multiple different forage bases simply by changing what I'm doing. And that's something that gets overlooked quite often. So we're gonna take and just show you the basic. I'm a crawdad, I'm laying on the bottom. So we throw it out there, we let it sink down to the bottom, and we just slowly wind it back and feel the bottom. I'm just kind of crawling along. I'm not getting all excited. I'm just a crawdad looking for a hole to crawl down into, looking to stay away from that largemouth or that smallmouth, and I don't want to get at. So I'm just crawling along, looking for an old dead sunfish to gnaw on for a while. As the water warms up, things start to move a little quicker. Now I'm scooching. That's my technical term, scooching. Now I'm just popping along the bottom. Just kind of coming along, and I'm just slowly scooching along the bottom. Around them rocks, where that mud flat or that sandbar meets the rocks. And now, I'm a fast popping crawdad. Or, if I got the right color, it could be a minnow. A flicker minnow, just shooting up off the bottom, sinking back down. I could be a dying minnow, dying shad, really ripping it off the bottom, letting it flutter back down. I could be a bluegill, gets up around the weeds, and then I pop out. And sometimes that popping reaction is what'll get them fish to trigger the bite. So it's up to you to figure out what wants to bite, who wants to bite, and why they want to bite, and then start duplicating that. I've caught fish everywhere in the Northeast here. The only reason I haven't caught fish down south is because I don't travel down south. But I know if I get on some of them southern smallmouth bodies of water, I'll have no problem getting into some smallies. All right, open your mouth. That was barely just a tap, but it feels like it's a good one. Oh yeah, it's another good one. Oh yeah. All right, come over here, big guy. Thank you, bud. This one here, he shoved it at me. He just pushed slack in the line. He might be a keeper. All right, maybe number 8. Don't you jump, don't you do that. Yeah, sure, I think that's number 8. I do think that's number 8. I do think that's number 8. Easy. Easy. That is for sure number 8, Jimbo. See ya. And that's it. That's tube fishing basics. Danny Morgan Tube Fishing 101. One of the real keys is being out there doing it. You can't do it from the couch. You can't do it from the front seat of the truck.